Nokia's new CEO, Stephen Elop, made headlines earlier this year when he told employees the company was, quote, standing on a burning oil platform. Now he's trying to put out the blaze. Today, Nokia said it will eliminate 4,000 jobs by the end of the year. Elop is also getting rid of Nokia's Symbian operating system, transferring the unit to Accenture, along with an additional 3,000 positions. Add them up, and you've got the steepest job cuts of the Finnish company in almost 2 decades. This is all part of a radical and long overdue overhaul. Since arriving late last year, Elop has partnered with Microsoft, his former employer, betting that Windows software can compete with Apple's iPhone and Google's Android. Elop simply had to do something. Nokia's share of the smartphone market has fallen from 41% to 26% in the last year alone. And now for more on this breaking news from Nokia, we welcome Ben Wood. He's an analyst at CCS Insight in London. Ben, we knew that Stephen Elop had to do something radical at Nokia. Is he making the right moves?
Well, I think that Nokia got itself into a very difficult position. Elop inherited a company that was somewhat sleepwalking into oblivion, and he made some big decisions. As you pointed out, he's pushed everything onto the Windows Phone platform, and the job cuts that we've seen this morning reflect some of the painful changes that are taking place inside Nokia.
Well, 4,000 people, 7,000 in total, 3,000 going to Accenture, 4,000 jobs being cut. Isn't actually, sounds like a lot of people, but you look at Nokia, it's a company of 130,000, something in the order of that magnitude. Is this enough? If you're really going to turn around this ship, are 4,000 jobs enough to get rid of? Not to be crass about it, but just really, if you think about the job that Stephen Elop has to do.
No, absolutely, and for those 4,000 or 7,000 people, it's a personal tragedy today. But it's a correct observation. I think this is the beginning of a very challenging 2011 for Nokia. The 4,000 is the first step. They've had a lot of employment and consultation laws to navigate to get to this stage, and it could be that we see more downsizing in the future. But this first step is the first clear indication of the determination of the new management team, and the 3,000 jobs going to Accenture is probably the most interesting and unexpected part of this announcement.
Okay, interesting and unexpected, but how relevant? What's the point of actually continuing to service the Symbian platform if Nokia needs to move on and embrace Windows Phone 7 fully?
Well, I think that's the whole point of this announcement, and that's why I consider this to be quite a smart move by Nokia. Effectively, what they're doing is they're clearly transitioning all of the staff related to the development and future support of software into a separate entity, which allows the company to have a complete focus on Windows Phone, which is what Elop's betting on for the future. For Accenture, I guess it's a gamble by them. They're saying they'll take these people on. They're probably hoping to get a nice slice of the pie of the Windows Phone development in the future, and perhaps by scooping up 3,000 capable software engineers in one go, hoping to broaden their horizons in terms of supporting mobile software development, not just for Nokia, but for others.
Well, it sounds like it makes sense. We'll see if it pans out that way. Ben, thanks very much. Ben Wood, Director of Research at CCS Insight, with some insights of his own into Nokia's big job cuts and the decision to get rid of Symbian.